Today is Wednesday, July 29th, 2026. I'm Sam Carter with Senior News with a Twist, and here's the latest. I know, you're part of the production crew, but I got to stop. The most recent fragile 4-day ceasefire was broken up last night as missiles were traded against U.S. interests by Iran and oil facilities in the Middle East. Uh, were struck by the U.S. Just back and forth, back and forth. Iraq is now part of it all. President Trump said yesterday that high level talks were underway towards making a deal. And I remind you, every time the president says that the stock markets are doing great, well, they're doing great because he announces these ceasefires and the cost of oil drops down a little bit and people make money, a few of the very rich. We've seen this happen, what, 40 times now? And all the while, Iran consistently says that there are no new talks while they quietly go about fixing their damaged infrastructure and acquire more weaponry. And on top of that, the Strait of Hormuz, which was once open to global maritime traffic before the war, remains shut down. President Trump says it is open, but we all know it is not. I tell you. So, Senator Lindsey Graham, bless his southern little heart, of South Carolina, was buried yesterday. It was a large, respectful service. All was going well until President Trump went off script from his teleprompter, as he is prone to do, no surprise there, and was then photographed later sharing Tic Tacs, the little breath mints, with J.D. Vance, who smiled and refused. But then the breath mints were passed over to Secretary of Treasury Scott Bessent, who promptly tossed a few into his mouth during the solemn ceremony. These people. And total respect to Lindsey Graham for his years of service. Speaking of another senator, Senator Mitch McConnell from Kentucky reportedly has moved to a rehab facility. No one knows where, and there's no photograph or video footage to confirm the carefully managed lies from his office and fellow Republicans that have continued to lie and lie and lie on a near daily basis since he was last seen 44 days ago. Per usual, there will be no accountability for these lies and deception when the American people finally find out the truth. We are being lied to on a daily basis by this administration to our faces. I want you to go back and watch CNN News or other outlets. Watch the senators and congressmen grill the administration's cabinet members, political appointees seeking confirmation, and other toadies who bow to Trump baldly lie in their testimony under oath. Not an ounce of shame or remorse. They have a standard line that was given to them to read. It is to the point where some of the congressmen have openly asked those under oath during these hearings what Trump has hanging over their heads. Right? And now, Senator Hakeem Jeffries. I was really, really disappointed to learn that Senator Hakeem Jeffries has taken large amounts of cash from Israeli political actions committees to support Israel's continued aggression towards Gaza, the Palestinians, and the people of Lebanon. I call it genocide. This was a senator I really admired, but in the end, he's just as corrupt as the rest of them. Hakeem, tell it ain't so, Joe, okay? And in entertainment news, Tony Romo, the former Dallas quarterback of the Cowboys, and now an announcer for NFL games, got yet another DUI. He refused a breath test before being arrested. If he really wanted to stop drinking, he would already be attending AA meetings, right? But no. It's like Tiger Woods, who was just simply rich enough to move out of the country. Tony Romo is rich as well and will just get a slap on the wrist. You just wait. And finally, the only news that made me smile yesterday and should make everybody smile, go back and watch ABC News last night, was a cheeky squirrel who ran around the Detroit Tigers field for a good long time being chased by groundkeepers. It was like trying to herd cats. The play by play announcer was having great fun calling the squirrel game. It was like grown men, like I said, uh, trying to catch a greased pig, maybe. Can't be done. The squirrel finally gave up and allowed a towel to be thrown over it and safely deposited back outside the stadium. I would have given good money to see that squirrel come back in. Anyway, at one point, a bird joined the action, prompting the co announcer to shout with glee, "And now we have the animal kingdom." I think the crowd cheered louder for the squirrel in the sixth and seventh innings than at any other point in the ho hum game against the Orioles. Well, that's the news today, folks. Again, I appreciate all of you. I know I'm old as fuck and I have bad teeth. It is what it is. Have a great day.